All right, let's bring in our panel. Santita Jackson is the host of the Santita Jackson Show. We also have Lloyd Chapman. He is the president of the American Small Business League and director of policy and special counsel for the AFL-CIO. Damon Silvers is with us as well. Thanks to all of you for joining us. Lloyd, let me start with you. The president put a heavy emphasis in his speech just now on having businesses and especially small businesses create more jobs. What do you think is the best way to achieve that? What can the government do to help small businesses create more jobs?
I think it's real simple. The U.S. Census Bureau tells us that small businesses create 95% of all net new jobs. And there's a federal law that says 23% of all government contracts should go to small businesses, and yet there's been, I think, 25 investigations to show that that's not happening. So there's a new bill in Congress called H.R. 2568 that will stop the government from giving small business contracts to Fortune 500 corporations. That'll redirect about $100 billion a year in current federal infrastructure spending to the middle-class economy. I think that's the most effective thing that anyone's proposed so far.
Santita, I want to bring you in the conversation here. African Americans are seeing the highest rate of unemployment across this country overall as a block. We're looking at, on average, 15.7%. And the Congressional Black Caucus is asking that job creation efforts be better aimed at this community. Talk about that. What are the top things you think need to be done?
Well, indeed, targeted problems, targeted issues like this. We have depression-level unemployment in the African-American community, so we do need targeted solutions. But the fact is, as I listen to my callers on my radio show every day on WVON, we want solutions right now. The fact is, black problems, according to my audience, have now become white problems. You know, white people now have black problems in America. So what does that mean? We're watching 1 million American children in the public school system who are homeless. We're watching 49 million Americans who are food insecure. So we have depression-like conditions in the African-American community, and we're seeing that spread across the country. And we need depression-era jobs programs from the government, WPA-style programs. We have problems. We have issues. We have work in America. We just need jobs now. We have a crumbling infrastructure. What are we going to do about that? We need jobs.
Let's ask Damon about that. I mean, because Damon, the normal criticism of that is that those are programs that aren't sustainable over time, that that's a one-time fix. Do you think that direct hiring would be a good idea?
Yes, the AFL-CIO has the American Labor Movement has a 5-point program that's designed to put millions of Americans back to work that the president of the AFL-CIO is bringing to the Jobs Summit this afternoon with President Obama. And those 5 points are, 1, that we desperately need extensions of unemployment benefits, health insurance, nutrition aid for the millions who are unemployed. 2, that we need to put people to work on that work that somebody was talking about. Something badly needs to be done in infrastructure. We need to start filling our $2.2 trillion infrastructure deficit. 3, we need aid to state and local governments so that our teachers, our emergency responders are not going to be laid off, that our school children are staying in school. We need that aid to state and local governments large scale. 3, we need direct job creation in those hard-hit communities and communities of color where we have depression-era conditions. And 4, we need, or I guess I'm on to 5, I'm miscounting. We need that aid to small business. And here we support a program proposed by Senator Warner of Virginia to get credit, to get lending from Wall Street to Main Street, to put TARP money to work directly lent to small and medium-sized businesses with the help of community banks so that small and medium-sized business can play its role as that job creation engine for our economy. That program is what we need immediately to deal with a $10 million job deficit. But longer term, we need a program for making America a country of good jobs again. And we have a profound structural problem here that needs to be fixed long term.
And let's bring in Michael in right now. He heads the New America Foundation's Economic Growth Program. So my question to you, Michael, with regard to the efficacy of the $787 billion stimulus program, to what extent do you think Congress is seriously considering a second stimulus program, and to what extent is the American public going to stomach that?
Well, I don't think that the term stimulus was even appropriate in the first place. We're not looking at an ordinary recovery where you have a slight shot at the arm before things go back to normal. We're looking at the collapse of a bubble economy that lasted for more than a decade, the disappearance of vast numbers of jobs in the debt-based housing sector and financial sector. So we argue that you don't need just a recovery program, you need a program of long-term economic reconstruction. And when it comes to the stimulus, Congress and the White House have to explain to the public that every single industrial country in the world, including developing countries like China, has gone deeply into debt to deal with this depression-like crisis. This is not limited to the United States. In the long term, if we can get the economy growing again, that will help us reduce the deficit more than raising taxes prematurely.
Yeah, and one thing we didn't get a chance to talk about was tax cuts for small businesses as well. It's an incentive, but I think we're out of time.
Yeah, we are, unfortunately. That's what happens when you have four intelligent people talking, and, you know, what are you going to do? Only so much time.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Michael, Lloyd, Santita, and Damon.